I'm just like you. You're just like me. In history, everyone says like, oh yeah, every man born equal, blah 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 blah. Well, no one really seems to kind of like take that in. You know, you cut any person on the skin, we all bleed. But for some reason, a lot of us think that just because, oh, it's hard, or oh, they did it, it's all luck, that we can't achieve the same things. And the truth is, you can. All of us can work towards becoming super smart, or becoming super fit, or working in a high position of power, because others have done it before us. But I think the biggest problem facing most people so far, or right now, is that just because you think it, or you're thinking about the action, doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. I can tell myself day after day after day, oh yeah, I'll read this book, it's all good, I'll finish the book by the end of this month, I'll read it tomorrow, it's all good. And 3 months later, zip, nada, I didn't do anything. Because all your thoughts have to be followed by actions. You can daydream to yourself whatever you want. Manifest yourself whatever. I can do this cool thing, I'll do this cool thing. And then you're just never going to do anything. In the end, you're just going to be your couch potato, playing video games or whatever you want to do. That's not to say you can't have dreams, but you have to pursue them. A lot of people make these dreams in their heads. Oh, I want to do this, and they just don't follow through whatsoever. And I would say a good chunk of the time, people just don't follow through. But sometimes people do follow through, and they just fall short of their goals very, very quickly. They stop pursuing it for whatever reason. And I think at least, some part of the reason is that people make these big goals, and then they get lost trying to get there, right? They don't realize that there's a lot of things in between where they are now and where their goal is that they have to go through. Let's say you have a book you want to read, right? It's 300 pages. And, to read it, you have to go page by page by page. You can't just flip through the 300 pages just like that and be like, oh, I'm done, it's all good. And for some people, something small like that can be daunting. They open the book, they turn to the first page, and it's like, oh shoot, I have to go through all of this 300 times? Oh no. And for some reason, sometimes people just get scared. I don't know why. That's just how it is. It's not a big deal, but the best way I found is just take your big goal and divide it into smaller ones. In the example of a book, okay, fine. I'm not going to read a whole book in one day. It's unrealistic with everything else we have to do. But how about 3 pages before bed, or the chapter before bed? You just split the book into a bunch of little goals. So each day, assuming you follow through, you get yourself a little win. Instead of just trying to achieve that one big goal and taking forever to get that one big win. Instead, you just divide it into a bunch of little wins, little wins, little wins, little wins. And then you'll be fine. You'll succeed. You'll get to the end of that book. I can apply this immediately to school. Get through each class, get through each homework assignment, get through each test. Or if you're trying to learn something new, also small goals. Let's say you want to learn video editing, right? Video editing in its simplest form is honestly very easy. But if you're just trying to pick it up, let's say you download DaVinci or Premiere Pro, whatever software you want to use, you're going to have everything laid out in front of you. Every tool, every resource imaginable in these softwares is laid out for you. And all of a sudden you have this goal of, oh, I want to learn video editing. You're shown this image of how complicated something like video editing can be. And all of a sudden, it becomes extremely daunting. I have to learn this. Wait, I have to learn this too. Oh my god, this looks really hard. This looks really complicated. What's this? How do I do motion graphics? How do I do things like that? You think to yourself, man, I don't have time for this. I don't want to do this. I'll go do something better with my time. I'll go try something easier. But really, what you should do is try to split it into small goals. Sure, it's something unfamiliar to you, but you could go to someone that's familiar with it. You can find someone online or on YouTube that's familiar with it and see, how is this split? What are the simplest things I can learn first? And then build upon that. And it's normal to be frustrated when you're first starting out. It's like, god damn it, this is hard. I messed up, I screwed up, now I have to restart. That's okay, it happens. But here's the thing, the only way you're ever going to be able to learn and become good at anything is to just thug it out through that frustration. just deal with it. Take a break if you need to, but you need to come back with laser focus and keep going. With that laser focus, that's the only way you'll be able to truly become good at something. And maybe you have a friend that you decided to pick up video editing with. They're super talented at it. They're really good at it. You don't know why. They've never touched it before in their day in their lives. And they're picking it up somewhat easily. They're able to push out small videos. They look kind of good. You see something that you want to aspire to, but now you're struggling with yourself, not being able to be as good as them. You get frustrated, but talent is not everything. Let's say your friend sees that they're pretty good, and they're like, you know what? I'm done with video editing. I've conquered that monster. I've conquered that beast. I'm gonna go do something else. Well, guess what? They're not getting any better at it. Just because they initially had a very nice jump into it doesn't mean squat. And another important thing I need to add is that having friends that can help walk you through or guide you through some of these processes is insanely helpful. On top of the fact that hopefully you have a direct source that you can talk to and straight up learn from. They can help keep you accountable and take a little bit of the burden off your shoulders of, working hard and pursuing whatever it is you're pursuing. Having a friend that's like trying to keep you accountable isn't just for, learning something. It could be for working out, going on daily walks, whatever it is you need to help keep yourself bettering yourself. Now, let's say you don't have friends, or maybe your friends you recognize that they aren't such great influences. It's totally okay. It just means that there's gonna be more things for you to figure out for yourself on your own. Having a friend or someone to keep you accountable is a great resource. However, it's not the be all and all. It's not needed. And if you really think you're struggling without having someone else help you, guide you through the process, mentors exist, actual teachers exist. Sure, you might have to pay, but they're there. If you keep at it, you will get better and better and better. You will exceed their abilities by miles. You just have to put in the work. It's the same with sports, physical activity. Our abilities are all the same. It's just that some people at the start may be more talented than others. You could throw me up against some other dude for soccer. He might play way better than me, but if I keep at it day after day after day, keep practicing, keep learning, how can I be better? I will surpass him. Yeah, it'll take time, it'll take hard work, but I'll get there. We live in a world right now where most people try something and give up. The moment you start putting real work into whatever you see, chances are you will be better than 95% of people at it in no time at all. And it's important to remember that every time you want to do something new.